Hi, this is Kurt Johnson doing another Mindful Monday from here at Sheepeolpes, Jamestown, New York on Chautauqua Lake, uh, directly across the street from the new National Comedy Center. You can't be happy all week if you don't start on Monday. Should you choose to be happy, life is choice. For those of you who are new to Mindful Mondays, and I'm starting out on different social medias now, so mindfulness is simply just awareness and to the fact that if you want to be happy all week, you should start on Monday, and that life is choice. So I normally pick a topic, and I enjoy talking a lot about the energy within me. Energy, I believe, is the ability to create motion and movement by definition. And I believe we do that through love or fear, through love, compassion, kindness, through fear, shame, guilt, lack, limitation. And the me within me, I mean, this is your inner voice, your inner consciousness. It's making the choices in life. And the me part is simply mindful energy, the awareness of what's giving you energy or causing you to leak energy. And it also means mindful eatery. So eatery means consuming food, thought, and environment. And is it giving you energy or causing you to lose it? So this week's topic, as I was walking into the Shaw Books today, it was snowing out and I'm trudging through the snow. I didn't have gloves on, but it reminded me of about maybe close to 30 years ago when I was working on a bridge up in Niagara Falls, New York. I was not only a carpenter, I was also a bridge carpenter. And we're working out in the elements, obviously. And I just remember having to keep going back and forth to the job trailer to warm up our hands. Um, and one day I just happened to look up and notice this quote on the wall. And the quote on the wall was, there's three types of people in the world: people that make things happen, people that watch things happen, and people wonder what happened. So obviously I got a chuckle out of that, and I was by myself, so I actually got to spend a little time thinking about it. And perhaps in that moment is when I decided that I wanted to make something happen and open my own business, put my two trades together. I like to build and I like to drink, so building a bar was an option. But that idea of there's three types of people in the world has evolved into something new 30 years later. And I call the three types of people, there are sleeples, sheeples, and peoples. So to go into definition, a sleeple is basically we're born asleep, and it's our job to wake up within to real, to consciousness. And basically, when you're asleep, you're not aware that fear and love create movement, obviously. You're not aware of a lot of things that are going on. You're not aware that your diet of food precedes your mood and that fake food is designed to keep you asleep. And you're not aware that your diet of thoughts precede your biology. And so we're not aware that positive or negative thinking influences us from the within. Um, so a sheeple, basically, I mean, that's kind of a common language nowadays, a sheeple, but I'm using it to mean that you're accepting food from the hand that's eventually going to kill you or is trying to keep you asleep. A sheeple is kind of somewhat aware of the two different poles of love and fear. And what I mean by that is it's like a battery. Uh, a battery has a positive pole and a negative pole, referring to the positive pole as love and it feels good, and the negative pole is fear and separation. So a sheeple kind of drifts between poles. It's aware of things and yet it chooses to be asleep. It's kind of drifting between poles. And then you have the peoples. The people is an awakened individual that realizes that both fear and love create movement, and they realize that to understand the forgiveness of fear is basically a return to love, that fear is not bad, fear is actually your friend. It can actually be your compass. And what I mean by forgiving fear is that means that instead of personalizing an action, you still hold the person accountable or yourself, but you're forgiving that energy, not the actual action. You're forgiving the negative energy that created that dysfunctional action that you put out there or someone put out against you. And so it's my belief that as the we become more aware of life and the people start coming together, I believe they will form a new race on the planet that's of unity. And I mean, I call it unipolism or unipolar, where you're using both fears to work, both poles to work together. That fear isn't bad, it's a return to love, but you also get to experience the separation from it. So this basic point of wholeness is the unipolar experience. Because without being stressed, we don't grow. But if we grow too far away, it becomes painful and there's suffering. And I believe that when we understand the functions of love and fear, and we can actually bridge them, since I'm a bridge carpenter, a bridge works both ways. There's people going one direction to get to the other side of the bridge, and people coming from one side of the bridge to get to the other. So bridges work both ways, and I believe that that's kind of how love and fear need to be unified and harmonized as one energy. I believe all energy is one energy when we understand it correctly, kind of like this unified field of oneness that people are working on right now. I'm not saying I'm a scientist. I'm not saying I'm anything other than the experiencer that I have these experiences of how love and fear seem to work separately, but when you understand them in a new way, I think they're kind of a unipolar experience. Um, so basically, that's the three types of people I chose to talk about today. Um, Conclusion, I believe that there are, these seen forces and possibly even unseen forces that are trying to keep us unconscious and keep us asleep so that they have better control over us through fear. Even our diet of food, thoughts, and environment that are presented to us, if we're not really aware of what they're doing, they're going to keep you asleep or they could cause you to wake up. So I believe life is choice because life is always changing. And I also believe when the power of choice chooses the current of love to create movement over fear, the world will know peace and the peoples of the planet will come together and form a new race on the planet called humanity. I have a new podcast called Choice Point, Be the Change. It's on all the major podcasting networks. And if you want to watch it, you can find it on YouTube at Kurt B. Johnson. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know where to find me. Have a great day.